All right. I think exciting announcement today to see that we were seeded six, and I know, by our performance yesterday, we left some things to hang in the balance for sure. But I think, thankful the community, the committee, I think values our body of work. I do think we feel like we got a really good football team, and you got this opportunity to play into December now, the second season, and it's I won't say it's anybody's ball game, but I certainly think we're one of the teams that has a great shot. So obviously that first opponent will be Drake or North Dakota State, and we'll take this week to heal up a little bit, but certainly get moving forward on those two teams and see what how we feel like that game's going to shake out, and look forward to another opportunity to play here in Bobcat Stadium on December 2nd. And obviously we need a raucous crowd here that day to support us on these home playoff games. Our atmosphere here is one of the best in the country, and we'll need that come this December 2nd. So that'll open up questions.
In 21, you faced both the teams that you could face in the second round, or that will face the second round. What are your thoughts right now, I guess, on these rosters, if anything, that you know about the Drake and DSU?
I think impressive for Drake, first off, to win that conference, I think, and get to the playoffs for the first time. They've done a real good job, real good turnaround for them. In DSU, we've seen them a little bit. They played Eastern Washington. They went through some things in the middle of the season where they came up on the short end of three games, but have really come on strong as of late. I think the team in 21, there's certainly going to be some carryover as far as the schemes. The coaching staff hasn't changed. As far as Coach Entz is still there. I know Coach Roll's still calling it on the offensive side. They do have a new defensive coordinator, but a lot of tried and true principles that NSU's run over time. So, I think the fact that there's some familiarity from a couple years ago, I think is fair, but I'm sure we're to some degree different teams too.
Were there any expectations about getting seeded or not getting seeded going into the selection today, or did you have any feeling of where that might be?
Oh, I didn't know. I think yesterday's performance, and I said it before, it hung on the balance. And I think we weren't the only team in that top part of the most recent rankings that lost yesterday. So you put the thing in the committee's hands, and they do the best job that they can to sort it all out. So to be the sixth seed, I think we got to be grateful for that.
I guess you and Brady talked about it yesterday, but just how much will these next 2 weeks kind of be a fresh start, I guess, for this program heading into the playoffs?
Well, I think we can call on our last couple of years at the very least, and know that in 21 a lot of these guys were part of that team, and I think it is a reset. I think last year, on the flip side, you try to carry that momentum. So I think it's a continuation of your season. I think it's not something that you're guaranteed. I think no different than coming off a loss a few weeks back in Moscow. We got to find a way to look at the things that we didn't do quite as well as we needed to. In this next game, we gotta clean that up. But everybody is in some ways back to square one, and having a week off, I think, does allow you to maybe catch your breath a little bit differently. So we're excited about the opportunity to take this bye and do the things we need to this week that we're familiar with, because we've had it the last couple of years, and then at the same time start getting ready for a new opponent.
You guys played 3 games against teams that turned out to be seeded. I guess how much do you think playing those teams during the regular season will help you guys for the playoffs?
Well, we've been in some competitive environments. Our 3 losses end up to be being 1, 2, and 4, and I think we've been competitive in certainly a couple of those games. We weren't as much as we needed to be yesterday, but no, I think competition forges you, and you should expect everybody to be really good at this point in time, especially when that next round gets whittled down to 16. So, no, I think it's helped us. I know obviously we got to find a way to win those games. I think that's the missing link right there. We did beat one team in Sac State that made the playoffs, but we got to find a way to play our best football here in December, and that's the charge for our coaches and our players, and we're right back to work essentially.
How does this time now compare to 21 in a similar circumstance?
That ride home from Missoula probably wasn't much different in 21, meaning you just there's a hollow feeling because we didn't play like we needed to play to win on that day. We were an 8 seed that year, and I think you just are grateful for the opportunity to continue to write your story. That's what we just talked about with the team. This team's existence didn't end yesterday, and just like in 21 and last year, there's football beyond the regular season, and you got to go after it, make the most of it, and that's what we intend on doing.
Any comment on why Sean didn't see much playing time yesterday?
I think that's a good question, and that's something we got to look at. I think in our two conference losses, the reps didn't add up, and I think some of it's situational. Just the way the game flowed, but he's certainly one of our best guys, and we got to find a way to get him on the field.
And just something that's great about too. I mean, the last 4 brawls have all been blowouts. You've been a part of 3 that have kind of been the home team's advantage. Do you have any thinking of why that might?
Well, I think in each of those 3 games, the home team got the momentum early, and if you're a team going into that kind of environment, you need to do everything you can to grasp it as soon as you can. And we did not do that this year. They did not do that last year, and we didn't certainly do it in 21. Now, we had some opportunities, some small opportunities within that game to grasp it back, and we unfortunately didn't do it. We moved the ball better this year than we did the last time over there, but we came up empty, and we get the first score out of halftime, and then we give up a big kick return followed up by a scoring drive. So, yeah, I think it's about momentum, and both spots are tough places to play. Doesn't mean you can't go there and win at the same time, and we'll go back there at some point in time again, and we need to figure that out.